how did that go? I know you were legal counsel on it. If you can just give our audience a little bit of a background on it, and it's kind of your gut on it as well, if you would.
Sure. So that's the Puglisi case. The IRS conducted an examination related to Puglisi Egg Farms of Delaware. As their name suggests, they're an egg farm up in Delaware. They participated in an 831B captive. The IRS's examination spanned tax years 2015 through 2018 and resulted in the IRS disallowing insurance premium deductions, asserting income against the captive, determining tax deficiencies and penalties of $2.7 million related to the captive transaction. And as is typical in these IRS examinations of captive transactions, the IRS issues exhaustive requests for information, and it received complete responses to all of its requests for information. Despite these taxpayers' full cooperation with the examination, the IRS still determined that the captive insurance transaction was not insurance for federal tax purposes. So the taxpayers filed a petition in tax court. We began preparing the case for trial. During that trial preparation process, the IRS attorney that was assigned to the case actually began to look at the facts and circumstances of the captive transaction. That's something obviously that we don't see the IRS agents doing as part of their examinations. They seem to be running through checklists and just have these kind of predetermined results of disallowing the captive. But this IRS attorney apparently reached a point where he believed that the case should be settled. And I understand that attorney then obtained approval from the IRS's captive team, because this issue is heavily coordinated at the IRS. And so he wouldn't have the authority to just concede the case on his own as he would in a more routine case. And so then the IRS began making settlement offers to the Puglisis, and each time the Puglisis rejected those settlement offers because they didn't think that they were a fair result. And each time the IRS would come back with a new, better settlement offer, which made it clear that the IRS was desperate, really, to settle this case. And the Puglisis continued to reject the settlement offers, and then finally the IRS indicated that it would concede the case in full, at least the insurance-related issues in full. The Puglisis rejected that settlement offer too, in part because they continued to utilize the captive insurance program as part of their overall risk management strategy. And they didn't want to be subject to another exhaustive examination in later years for the same transaction. So they thought, well, the best way to avoid later examinations and set precedent for other taxpayers involved in captives, would be to proceed to trial. And even if the IRS wanted to concede in full, that was their goal, was to proceed to trial and let the tax court weigh in on their particular transaction. And rather than proceed to trial, the IRS filed a motion in tax court to concede the insurance-related issues in full. There was extensive briefing back and forth between us, the taxpayers, and the IRS, and then ultimately, as part of that briefing, the IRS said that it would enter into a closing agreement that stipulated that it wouldn't challenge the deductibility of similar insurance premium payments in future years. And the tax court accepted the IRS's full concession, and so that ended the case without the Puglisis really having an opportunity to take it to trial and prevail.